So, Alan, I mean, obviously, lots of people know you as one of the coaches of Mo Farah from a very young age, and there's been a documentary that came out about his life and your impact with him. Would you be able to tell us a little bit more about his journey and your contribution to his journey?
How long have you got? Just an incredible story, really. Anybody who's seen the documentary will its fact is often stranger than fiction, and this is a case in point. Mo came to us as a 11-year-old. He was always in trouble. He didn't speak English. He loved PE, he loved sport, he loved physical activity, he loved break times and lunch times and being able to kick a football around. But everywhere else was a total disaster for him. He was involved in fights, he was getting into trouble with teachers. And PE and the sport was his safe place. And that's how he gradually learned the language, built up relationships and friendships, joined the local athletics club. But what was staggering was the actual difficulties that he had and the problems that he had. So for those that haven't seen the documentary, basically he was brought over, put into domestic servitude. He was effectively a slave for a family that had brought him over to look after their children whilst they lived in England. And he came to me after about a year and a half of being at the school with a friend who spoke the language better than he did, and explained that this was the situation, and that this was just an issue and a problem that was so large and so daunting that you think there are things that you can never get over, you can never solve. And I went to the head teacher. He said, "Well, I really don't know what to do other than we have to report this to social services," which we did. And they were very supportive, and they found him somewhere else to live, and clearly did not push it any further than that, because the authorities didn't get involved. It was a different time. And then there was the issue of actually getting him his passport, because as an international athlete he had to compete abroad, so we had to jump through so many hoops to try and get to happen. And that was a story in itself, because he was offered the opportunity to go to Florida with the British Olympic Youth Camp, and that changed his life, because he came back having experienced that, thinking that, I am an athlete and this is what I really want to do. Whereas before he thought, well, this is a bit of fun, would prefer to be able to play football than run, but I guess I'm winning all the time, so it's quite nice. If we hadn't got over those problems, then it probably wouldn't have happened. And he speaks about it now. But what